Hello everyone, welcome to another video talking geeky stuff with me Tenchi, and another video about anime focus, and the anime is Patlabor The Mobile Police. So Patlabor is another one of those franchises that I love. Back in the mid-90s, was it the early 90s? Around 93-ish, when manga entertainment started releasing a lot of cool anime stuff, and one of them was Patlabor 1, the movie. No, it was actually after, sorry, my bad. It was after Ghost in the Shell. That's it, it was after Ghost in the Shell, like 96, 97. Because after Ghost in the Shell, if you watch my previous video of Anime Focus, it was about Ghost in the Shell and how that was one of my all-time favorite anime movies and franchises. So of course, after watching Ghost in the Shell, the director Mamoru Oshii manga released Patlabor the first movie, and of course they plastered his name all from the director of Ghost in the Shell and so on. And back then I was collecting a magazine. It was just called Manga, I think. They're UK publication where they have just news on anime, upcoming videos from manga entertainment, other anime entertainment. So the reviews for that movie, Patlabor number 1, they gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Someone even said it was actually even better than Ghost in the Shell. So I thought, okay, wow, must be really good. So once the video came out, it was actually VHS then, I went and purchased it. So I watched it. Wow, it's fantastic. It was a great movie. Is it better than Ghost in the Shell? I will say no, but it was definitely up there. Animation was great considering it came out in 1989, and even to this day, I feel the animation still holds up because of the art style. And I'm a sucker for old-fashioned hand-drawn animation. It did have some computer-generated, but it kind of really fits in with the overall context of the movie. I like the characters, really quirky. I love the tech. The actual labor, the designs. Because I'm a big fan of Gundam as well, which I'm going to do a video about Gundam sooner or later. And I like the designs. It's not as dynamic as, say, the Gundam series where they've got the wings and all these crazy things to it. It's something that looks cool, and you can actually see that it can happen. They can actually build this in the future. But we're kind of past the future because the first movie was actually set in 1999, so we passed that already. Then, of course, after the first movie, Manga Entertainment released the second movie, which is still a great movie. I will give it a 4 out of 5. The first one I give it 5 out of 5. The second movie had better animation. It incorporated kind of that new style of both hand-drawn and computer-generated. It's more cleaner. What's so good about these movies is they're not action-packed. You might see some action in the beginning, maybe a small bit in the middle, but a lot of the stuff happens near the end. That's why there's a lot of story to it, there's a lot of investigation, a lot of technical talk, which is down my alley. I love that stuff. And it was directed by Mamoru Oshii again. He was slowly becoming one of my top directors. Then a few years after that, you had Patlabor Movie 3, WX or W13. It reminded me of that Korean film. What was it called again? The one with the creature feature, So it's kind of like a monster movie, which was pretty fun. animation was, of course, modern. I still think overall, out of the 3 movies, I would say Patlabor 2 was the best overall animation. 1 had charm to it. 3 was good, but his animation at that time, early 2000s or probably early 2000s, the animation got kind of generic. I don't mean in a bad way. I mean that animation had that kind of style at that time. It was still a pretty good film, typical of the movies. Slow pace, great story, great investigation. But I loved it because it wasn't about cyber terrorism or ex-military going rogue. This is just a good old-fashioned a science experiment wrong. They create this biological monster and they send in the labor to fight it, which is great fun. So the order is 1 the best, 2 second, and the 3rd one. Then after that, you got the TV shows and the TV series, both live action and anime. You got the OAVs and so on. They were pretty fun. Definitely check those out. Like I said, one of the reasons why I really adore these series because I like the characters. The characters are fun, they're funny, they're relatable. They're not, because as much as I love Gundam sometimes, I feel sometimes the characters are very too dynamic, too kind of out there, not realistic enough sometimes. But with Patlabor, they are down to earth. They do stupid things, they say stupid things. It's quite funny in some ways. The interaction with each other definitely worth checking out. And then of course he went into the live action TV show, which I actually find I quite like it. I mean, you can clearly see that they had a limited budget because you barely saw the labor in there. You might see like a couple of scenes at the end, or maybe just stationed. It's not moving. But again, it's a character-driven TV show. It's funny. The interaction again. I mean, for example, one episode was we're trying to get bullets to do some sort of salute. It was actually pretty fun. So definitely check that out as well. And of course, there was Next Generation movie, which I liked. Again, it's very reminiscent of the anime movies. Slow pace, a lot of good investigation. And of course, a nice, good action scene at the end. There's a couple of scenes in it that involved helicopters that was taken straight out of the second movie. Like a nice homage to the movies. So I'll definitely say check them all out. And I actually enjoy the live action myself. Like I said, it's not. You can see there's definitely a budget restraint. Then of course, after that, just like all great anime franchises, it comes with the manga. I've only read a few of these. I think the first 3 to 4 volumes. Didn't really get into it. That's one thing. I mean, I don't mind. I like reading manga. I read more American comics, DC, Marvel, Image Comics, Dark Horse Comics. I'm more of a fan of those. Not to say I don't like manga, but the difference is with, for example, one of my friends love, say, the Dragon Ball manga. But I'm thinking, well, I saw the anime first, and when you watch the anime, the manga kind of tells the same story. So to me, when you watch the anime, you don't really need to read the manga sometimes. Hey, that's just me. But the manga of Patlabor is pretty fun as well. Please let me know what do you think about Patlabor franchises, or have you even seen any of them? If you ask me to recommend, definitely check out the first movie. The last scene is fantastic, especially the last when the credit rolls. It's great music. I think I had that on one of my Walkmans or Discmans back then when I used to go jogging. It was a great kind of exercise music. But definitely check out the first 2 movies. If you like those kind of pacing, then go ahead, check everything out. Also, I got a couple of these cool figures that you can build next to my Gundam figures. I used to kind of pit Patlabor versus Gundam figures. Anyway, but please let me know what you think about the Patlabor series and franchise. Anyway, I'd like to say thank you, and please consider subscribing to my channel for more talking geeky stuff with me. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. And please stay safe. Until next time, goodbye.